Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is able to hear me and everyone is able to see my screen. If possible, can someone please confirm on the chat window or you can raise a hand just to ensure that you are able to hear my voice clearly and able to see my screen clearly. Okay. A warm welcome to this particular web shop. Something like a webinar and workshop related to Spring Boot with a tool called as a RabbitMQ. So I'm going to showcase one of the real-time use case with RabbitMQ on a Spring Boot related architecture. This is what I'm going to discuss for today. So I'm going to have next few hours. Kindly please ensure that stay for 2 hours and definitely these 2 hours will give you a good understanding in one of the scenarios in real time. So you should have a patience to listen for 2 hours, and that definitely added value to the career. Okay, right here. Prior, I'm going further. A small introduction from my side. My name is Vijay Kumar. I'm currently working as an architect. Morning a few hours as well as evening few hours. I'm working with Naresh IT. The topics which I'm teaching with Naresh IT are Java real-time project, Spring Boot and microservices, Angular and React, and microservices design patterns. Design patterns related. Okay. So these are my topics which I'm teaching with narrating. Let me repeat: Java real-time project, Angular, React, Spring Boot and microservices, and design patterns. Okay. So one of my announcement is I'm going to already start the demos are over. Java real-time project batch at 7 p.m. IST. 7 p.m. IST. Already the demo sessions are completed. Monday onwards, regular session will continue. Okay. So these are the demo links. These are the demo links, YouTube links. And if you want to collect the running notes and video details, this is a Google Classroom link where you can join. And this is a WhatsApp community where you can join to get the updates about the course. And these two are the admins for this batch. These two are the admins for this batch. So this is what a small details about my course here. Okay. So let me repeat, guys. I'm going to start a new project batch. Tomorrow onwards, regular classes will start at the 7 p.m. IST. And you can scan the barcode and you can join to the WhatsApp group. Or I have given the WhatsApp group in the Zoom chat window, as well as Google Classroom link, as well as admin numbers, as well as I have given YouTube links. So this is the information which I'm sharing to you. Okay, right here. Now, without wasting our time, we'll go into our topic, guys. Yes, right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Now, just like I want to make sure that I want to conduct this particular workshop in an efficient way and which I require a support from you as well. Okay. Whenever you type, if you have any questions, you can post in the chat window. You cannot expect immediately as long as you posted. Okay. You cannot expect immediately as long as you posted. Whenever I see there is an opportunity to see the chat window, that time I'm going to answer all the questions. If the question is related to what I am teaching, I'll immediately answer. If the question is relative to a generic question, this is not concerned about the current workshop, I will take at the end. Okay. So let me repeat, guys. You have any questions while the topic is going on, you can post the question in the chat window. Maybe whenever 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whenever there is a small gap which I feel, that time I'll see the questions on the chat window. While seeing the chat window, if I see that question is relative to what I am teaching, then definitely I'll answer right now. If the question is not related to what I am teaching, then I'll take at the end. Okay. So my intention is here to have a time efficiency. To save the time, please post in the chat window only if you have questions relative to what I am teaching. Whatever the topic I'm teaching, if you have any questions relative to that, then only post it at the time. If you have generic questions, at the last 15 minutes, I'm going to give an option. Okay. So kindly cooperate with me, and definitely this workshop you're going to enjoy. Okay. So kindly please support me. Don't overload the messages in the chat window with unnecessary messages. Kindly support with me by posting the right questions at the right time, so that our 2 hours of session will be very, very fruitful for everyone. Kindly please cooperate with me, and don't overload the messages in the Zoom chat window with unnecessary things here. Okay, right here. Now, thanks everyone, guys. Sir, someone is telling my voice is not clear. Purely a problem at your end. Everyone is able to hear my voice clearly, and everyone is able to see my screen clearly. Okay, right here. And guys, please, some of the questions I don't know Spring Boot, I don't know RabbitMQ, all these things, guys, please don't post these kind of messages in the chat window, guys. Kindly cooperate with me. Don't post these questions. I have a core Java, I have advanced Java, all those things. Please ignore this. Please focus on what I'm teaching at least. Okay. Now, Spring Boot with RabbitMQ. So first of all, what is RabbitMQ? What is the use of RabbitMQ? And why we need to integrate with RabbitMQ? What is the RabbitMQ? Why we need to use RabbitMQ? Why we need to integrate the RabbitMQ with Spring Boot? What is the use? So just I want to give a small description, a real-time usage I want to give. Okay, the real-time usage. Why we need a RabbitMQ? First of all, what RabbitMQ does? Why we need to integrate Spring Boot with RabbitMQ? Then after that, I'm going to write a code on the RabbitMQ. I'll showcase all those things. So this is what aligned for today. Okay, right here. Now, first of all, I'm taking a real-time scenario on e-commerce framework. I'm taking real-time scenario on e-commerce framework. Okay, which will apply for Amazon, Flipkart, Big Basket, Swiggy, Zomato, all those things. So this real-time scenario will be applied for Amazon, Flipkart, Big Basket, as well as Swiggy, any online e-commerce framework. This scenario will be applicable. Okay, right here. So what is the scenario is ordering flow. Scenario is what? Ordering flow. We have lot of flows in e-commerce, right? But I'm taking a scenario related to ordering flow scenario. So whenever I logged into Amazon or Flipkart, whatever it may be, and I ordered iPhone 15, just like I selected iPhone, sorry, 17, right? Right, I think 17, right? iPhone 17. Okay, I ordered that product, I added to that cart, and I went to payment page. I have done the payment. Okay, I added iPhone 17 in the Amazon or Flipkart, and I went to cart to payment page. I completed the payment. Completed the payment. On successful payment, order for related scenario where post payment, where I am going to have a post payment. Okay. So what exactly I am looking for a post payment scenario is, once the payment is completed, once the payment is completed, where order microservice will be having, which process the payment, which calls payment microservice, and payment is completed. On successful payment, on successful payment, where we have the following actions. On successful payment, what is going to happen? On successful payment, customer will get an email that order placed successfully. Correct, right? Customer will get an email, right? Your order is completed successfully. This is done by email microservice. Next, customer will get SMS to his mobile number, which is done by SMS microservice. Shipment details, shipment flow will be started with the tracking number. With the tracking details, which is shipment microservice. Customer will get an email, that email is sent successfully, that is the email microservice. Customer will get a SMS to his mobile number, that is SMS service. Shipment will be started with the tracking number. Like we'll see that, right? This order is at this place and it is going to reach to nearest hub, and it is going to nearest, and it is out of delivery. Like that, we'll get all the messages from Amazon and Flipkart, right? That is shipment related stuff. Then inventory update. Inventory update for the products. We need to update inventory, right? That is stock microservice. So there are a lot of things here, guys, but I'm taking only 4 examples, 4 scenarios. I mean, 4 actions. Okay. I'm taking a scenario, ordering flow scenario, where a customer added a product in a commerce framework. Once the post payment is successfully completed, right? Customer will get an email with email microservice. Customer will get an SMS with SMS microservice. Customer will start the get a shipment details with a shipment microservice, and inventory will be updated with the stock microservice. This is the scenario which I want to showcase. Okay, right here. Now, sir, email microservice, I will have a code how to send an email. Okay, SMS microservice, I have a code how to send SMS. Shipment microservice, I have a code how to relate it to shipment things here. Stock microservice will have a code related to stock updates and stock related stuff. Okay. Now, once order microservice, once the order microservice successfully completed the payment, once the order microservice is successfully have the payment, right? So that time we are going to have typically a workflow related stuff here. This particular workflow we are going to maintain. Okay. Now, how our code looks like. I want to implement this scenario. Okay. How I want to take this particular code. Sir, my workshop is not theory, completely hands-on. Okay. I'm not going to entertain any theory stuff today. Completely hands-on, I'm going to take it up. Okay. Now, when I'm talking about a code point of view, so order microservice dot java, where I have a method called post payment, which is an API. I'm going to have a order microservice dot java, where I'm going to have a post payment API. In the post payment API, what sort of code, right? If order object dot get payment dot get status is equal to success, is equal to success. That is, if the payment is success, if the order object dot get payment object dot get status is equal to success, then what I need to do, sir? Invoke email microservice. That is, I may call REST template, fin client, web client, anything. REST template dot exchange of anything I can use, right? In microservices, there are a lot of ways: web client, fin client, REST template, anything's here. Where I want to invoke HTTP blah 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 email service. This is what I'm going to invoke, email microservice. After that, similarly, if I want to call SMS microservice, SMS service will be called. Similarly, shipment microservice. Shipment service. After that, I'm going to call stock microservice. This is a stock microservice I'm going to call. So this sort of code I'm going to write here. Guys, correct, right? This is the code I'm going to write. This particular sort of code I'm going to write here. But I have a problem here. In this particular architecture, I have a problem here. What is the problem is order microservice is tightly coupled to all other microservices like email, SMS, shipment, etc. This is a problem, guys. What exactly the problem here? Order microservice is tightly coupled. Sir, what do you mean by tightly coupled? How you can say that this is tightly coupled? Just like you mentioned that on a successful payment, these are the actions you need. Email you want to send, SMS you want to send, shipment you need to start, stock you need to update. As part of microservice architecture, I wrote a code of email microservice, I wrote a code of SMS microservice, I wrote a code of shipment microservice, and stock microservice also I wrote a code here. Okay. So I wrote that if order payment is completed, I call the services. How can you say that this is a tightly coupled architecture? You may get a doubt. Understand, right? Sir, what do you mean by tightly coupled architecture? How can you say that it's a tightly coupled architecture? Just I want to explain. Okay. For example, sir, iPhone 17 you ordered, sir. Assuming that. I'm telling a real time usage. Okay. Where some business reason today Amazon and Flipkart is having only quantity of 1000 in their inventory. 1000 iPhones are available in the inventory. I'm going to have only 1000 iPhones. I'm going to get it in the inventory. Okay. Tomorrow I may get one more 5000 inventory from the iPhone store. Tomorrow I'm going to get one more 5000 phones. I'm going to get tomorrow. Today 5000. Today 1000 and tomorrow 5000. Totally that is what I'm going to have. But that 5000 is not updated to inventory. Once they come to our store, then only that will be updated to inventory. It's not updated to inventory. Okay. So only I can sell 1000 phones today. But tomorrow I'm going to get 5000, right? So my business executives, my senior business sales people, they gave me a requirement. Okay. Don't update the inventory. Don't update the inventory on successful payment. What they are telling, guys? Don't update the inventory once the payment is completed. Don't do that. Don't update the inventory once the payment is successfully completed. I don't want that. When I need, don't call this, and only call. Please call the inventory service or stock microservice within shipment. Within shipment. You should call the stock microservice within shipment microservice. What you need to do here? If order object dot get shipment dot get status is equal to shipped, then rest template dot exchange of stock service. So this is the business they told me. Because today some inventory, tomorrow we are going to get inventory. I want to sell to maximum people. This is my new logic. Business is telling me a new logic, and they are not going to give long time. 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, 4 days. I want this to be there in 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. That is how today's IT is working, right? Immediately they'll get an idea in the mind, and we want that should be implemented in the production as early as possible. That I want to implement in production as early as possible, at least 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever it may be. Right? Now, so what I need to do here? What is the change I need to do? I need to go to order microservice.java. In the order microservice, I need to comment or I need to remove the code related to calling the stock microservice. I need to call the stock microservice. I need to remove that code. Then in the shipment microservice, I need to add the code. In the shipment microservice, I need to add the code. Where in the shipment, if the status is shipped, That time only will update the inventory. What is the logic? Today I added, shipment may take 2 days, right? Shipment will take not immediately, right? Within the 2 days, new stock will come for me. I am not going to check is my inventory is available or not. Is my inventory is that kind of business logic we can have. So to have a maximum selling in my site, they have this point of proposal. Okay, guys, you understood the change in the requirement? Everyone is clear on the requirement? Previously, within the order microservice, I used to call email microservice, SMS microservice, shipment microservice, stock microservice. But due to insufficient inventory, I want to explore maximum probability where what I am going to do typically, I want to comment updating the stock. Immediately order is placed. Immediately payment is completed. I don't want to update the inventory. I want to update when the shipment is completed. For that, two microservices I need to change. Order microservice I need to change. Shipment microservice I am going to change. Order microservice I am going to change, as well as shipment microservice I am going to change. So these are the two microservices I need to change. But assuming that I went to order microservice, I added a new code. In the shipment microservice, I added a new code. But to implementing this in production, what I need to do here? Order microservice, I need to stop it. Shipment microservice, I need to stop it. To implement this logic in production, right? Yes or no, guys? Will you agree with me? To implement this new requirement, we need to stop order microservice and shipment microservice. At least 20 minutes downtime. Minimum 20 minutes downtime. Why 20 minutes? I need to log into production box. I need to stop the order service. I need to delete the old order microservice code. I need to keep the new order microservice code. I need to start the order microservice. At the same time, shipment microservice, I need to stop it. I need to remove the old code and new shipment code, and I need to start the shipment microservice. At least 20 minutes will be downtime. Right? Now the problem is, if order microservice is stopped for 20 minutes, there is a big business loss. Right? Ordering, you're stopping the ordering. 20 to 30 minutes, you are stopping the ordering. It's a very big business loss. If Amazon is doing at that time, Flipkart, all people will shift to Flipkart. If Flipkart is there, one more option they'll select it. So if we stop the order microservice, it's a big business loss. Correct, right? Shipment microservice in the background only. It will not impact the front end. If you stop the shipment for 30 minutes, no issues at all. But if you stop the ordering microservice, there is a big business loss. If you stop the ordering microservice, there is a big business loss over here. Okay? Understood, right? So this is the architecture, guys, where we need to stop the order microservice to get the flow here. But business, oh no man, don't stop the order microservice. Business will not allow me. Business will not allow me. If we stop the order microservice, if we stop the order microservice, big business impact. Sales impacted. They don't want to allow. Business will not allow. Why they? Business will not allow to stop order microservice. To stop the order microservice, business will not allow that. Why? What is we need to do here? We need to think of a new flow here. We need to think of a new flow here. Okay, right here. So Aditya, if you don't have idea on microservice, please get in touch in the microservice code, because the microservice is something like we are writing a logic here. It doesn't depends on what I'm teaching here. Okay, right here. I didn't started GTR. What is RabbitMQ? I didn't started. Okay, please stay tuned. I'm going to start. I have not started this actually. Okay, right here. Thank you. I hope all the questions are cleared as of now. There is nothing is pending. Now, first of all, what is the problem within the architecture? What exactly the problem with the architecture is? Order microservice is tightly coupled to email microservice, tightly coupled to SMS microservice, tightly coupled to shipment microservice. Order microservice is tightly coupled to email microservice, SMS microservice, shipment microservice. All are tightly coupled to these particular microservices. Order microservice, I am writing a code to call email service, to call SMS service, to call shipment service, to call stock service. I need to call that. That's why I need to stop the order microservice over here. But is there any alternative is available? Is there something like we have any alternative is available? Okay, where what I want that alternative, guys? The alternative typically where where once the order microservice payment is completed, once the order microservice payment is completed, what I want here? Order microservice post payment. Whatever the code, right? Order microservice post payment, where the related stuff, stock microservice, email microservice, SMS microservice, shipment microservice. Stock microservice, email microservice, SMS microservice, as well as shipment microservice. I don't want direct interaction with order microservice. I don't want a direct integrate. I don't want a direct connection. I don't want a direct connection between order microservice as well as these four microservices. I don't want a direct connection, where I want to introduce a workflow system. I want to introduce a workflow system workflow system where that workflow system order microservice only talks to workflow. Order microservice only talks to workflow. Just like order microservice is going to work with only workflow system, nothing else. Okay. What exactly working? It will only send the data to workflow system where order microservice will have some temporary memory, a queue. We call that as a queue, temporary memory. We call this as a queue. Something like a database table, we can't say that, but it's a temporary memory location called as a queue. Okay. I'll create a queue, something like that, post to payment queue. I'll write a code. Post to payment queue. It is a queue, post to payment queue. I'm going to write. I will write my logic. What logic I am going to write here? This post to payment queue will talk to stock microservice, will talk to email microservice, will talk to SMS microservice, will talk to shipment microservice. Order microservice is talking to workflow system. This workflow system will have a post to payment queue where I will write a code. In this code, I'm going to write a stock microservice. I'm going to write email microservice. I'm going to write SMS microservice. I'm going to write shipment microservice. I'm going to call. What is the advantage here? In order microservice, only code I am going to write is payment is successful payment. Once the payment is successful, then only I will post the data to workflow system. I will have a code. What kind of code I am going to write? Workflow.send. This particular code I will write. On successful payment, I will only send, I will write a code of workflow.send. That's the code only I am going to write. In the queue, I will write whenever a data comes, it will talk to SMS microservice, it will talk to stock microservice, it will talk to SMS microservice, it will talk to shipment microservice. Now, what is that here? Order microservice nowhere related to stock microservice, nowhere related to email microservice, nowhere related to SMS microservice, nowhere related to shipment microservice. They are nowhere related. I am achieving a loosely coupled architecture through workflow system. Through workflow system, I am achieving new workflow system which is helping us to have a new workflow related to these microsystems and microservices. How it is achieving? So this is the initial requirement. This is the code initial requirement. Once order is successfully completed, I'll send the data to workflow system. The workflow system will make a call to stock, will make a call to email, will make a call to SMS, will make a call to shipment. Right? But now I told, right? I have a business change. What is a business change? We don't want to call the stock service. I will go to workflow system. I will remove this binding. I'll go to workflow system. I will remove this binding. Which binding? Workflow system to this binding I am going to remove. In the workflow system and in the shipment microservice, within the shipment microservice, shipment microservice is going to call stock microservice. Shipment microservice is going to call the stock microservice. Now with this flow, order service is not impacted. Order microservice is not impacted. My order service code is only to have workflow.send. Once the payment is completed, I need to, I tell order service, hey, no, don't do anything, man. You only send the data to workflow system. You only send the data to workflow system. That workflow system will take care of for processing. Now in the workflow, previously I used to call stock microservice. Now I'll remove that binding. And in the shipment microservice, I will call stock. With this change, what is going to happen? Two places I need to change the code. In this way, two places I need to change the code. In the workflow system, I have an impact. Shipment microservice, I have an impact. Two microservices are impacted. Workflow system and shipment microservices impacted. But order microservice is not impacted. Order microservice is not impacted. So in this requirement, what I will do here, I will only stop workflow system. I will only stop shipment microservice. And 20 to 30 minutes, I'll take them up. But my ordering is not stopping at all. My ordering is not getting stopped at all. So ordering microservice will send the data to workflow system. That workflow system will take care of processing this data. This workflow system we can build using RabbitMQ. There are a lot of systems are available to build this particular architecture, where RabbitMQ, where I can introduce as a workflow system. I can use RabbitMQ as a workflow system here, which will achieve a loosely coupled architecture, which is going to achieve a loosely coupled architecture related to this particular flow here. Okay, sir, only RabbitMQ or any other systems are available? Lot of things are available, guys, here. Lot of things are available. RabbitMQ, Kafka, ActiveMQ, JMS, IBM queues, etc. These are the systems. These are the software frameworks are available. RabbitMQ, Kafka, ActiveMQ, as well as JMS and IBM. Sorry, there is a mistake here. IMB I wrote. IBM queues. Okay, but why we need to choose RabbitMQ? There is a great advantage, guys, here. There is a great advantage here for them. Okay, what is the advantage of RabbitMQ? That I'm going to talk now. So first of all, you got idea, right? Why we need a workflow system here? To achieve a loosely coupled architecture between microservices, I'm going to use the workflow system, and that workflow system is going to build by using RabbitMQ. But why only we need to use RabbitMQ? Why not Kafka and why not other systems? So for that, I'm going to tell you. Okay. So guys, I'll take a real-time scenario, guys, here in day-to-day, not technical. Before I go to RabbitMQ, day-to-day life example I want to uh, explain, guys. Okay, sir. Tomorrow I constructed a new house. I want to invite at least 200 people to my housewarming session. 200 people I want to invite my housewarming session. I need to call each and every individual, right? So sometimes their number busy, sometimes they will not pick it up, sometimes they keep the phone somewhere else. So there's lot of disturbances where I don't have a track. I want to communicate. This is my house location. This is the venue. This is the date. This is the time. So I am going to prepare a invitation card where location and invitation details and date and time, everything I prepared a invitation card, right? Can I send 200 people one by one in the WhatsApp? The one way is contact one, WhatsApp, contact two, send WhatsApp, contact three, send WhatsApp. 200 people I'll send. It's a very tedious task for me, right? It's a very complex task for me, right? Yes or no, guys? Or else I'll create a one group, Vijay housewarming invitation group, where I'll add all these 200 people to that group, and I'll send a message to that group. I'm going to send a message to that group. Then no one can question me, right? Yes, I got invitation, and I can call them if required. Hey, I sent a message to you. Please follow the invitation date and time, and the location is everything is available. I can tell that. Correct, right? But this is also good. No, this is also not good. Why it is not good? All the 200, they can see who are invited. Privacy. If I create a group, all 200 people, oh, this guy called this guy called that guy called. So there is a discussion. Correct, right, guys? If I create a with group of 200 people, all 200 people will see. I don't want to send individually. I don't want to send in a group. Then what is the alternative, guys? You understood my point? Sir, I don't want to send individually. I don't want to send in a group. WhatsApp is giving a feature, right, guys? Everyone knows or not, I'm not sure. Broadcasting group. For me only, it's a group. Who is creating broadcasting group? For me, it's a group. Others, they'll see that it's not a group. Maybe if you don't know, you can have. In WhatsApp, new broadcasting, you can take the broadcasting group name, and for them, it's an individual message. For you, it's a group. For you, it's a group. For all the 200 people, it's an individual message. That is WhatsApp is providing that feature, right? In the similar way, RabbitMQ has the same flexibility. RabbitMQ also has the same flexibility, same scenario. I cannot create stock queue, email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue. I cannot create stock queue, email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue. Or I want to send all the message to all the queues. Understand, right? I want to send a message to all the queues. So for that purpose, broadcasting feature is available in RabbitMQ. Selectively, I can select queue. I can create a workflow called as a post payment workflow. Okay. I'm going to create post payment workflow through fan out exchange. There is a exchange in RabbitMQ, fan out exchange, where I can have stock queue, email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue. Same like, right? WhatsApp broadcasting group, Vijay housewarming invitation, something like that. Okay. WhatsApp broadcasting group, Vijay, reverse. WhatsApp broadcasting Vijay housewarming invitation. I'll add 200 contacts here. For them, for individual message only they'll see. Only Vijay can only see this workflow. Others cannot see that. That is only provided by RabbitMQ, not other systems. This is only provided by RabbitMQ, where any change you do. Now I want what I need here. I want to remove the stock queue, right? I want to remove the stock queue, right? I'll go to post payment workflow. I will remove that. Only, for example, you want to remove 3 persons in the group. You can go to WhatsApp broadcasting group. You can remove them. You can uncheck them. So that is the best plausibility of RabbitMQ. So this is what a introduction about RabbitMQ. That is a typical introduction about RabbitMQ. Okay. Now I'll go to hands-on, guys. Before I goes on hands-on, hands-on, I'll take 5-10 minutes on the questions. Then I'll go to hands-on. Okay. Right here. Now I'll go to take some questions here. Right. Sir, response is not going to delay. Vijay Raju, the response is not going to delay. For me, customer, right? I did a order creation. I'll get in 2 days. The order will get 2 days. In the 2 days, there is no impact. Even it's a synchronous flow or asynchronous flow, there is no problem here. Right. Satish, I just now told, right? It's a real-time example, right? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Whatever I mentioned is the real time. In e-commerce framework, it's a real time scenario. Okay. Right. There is no limit on the allocations. There is no limit on the allocation. Kishore, yes, workflow system is also a one more microservice. Okay. Yes. Right here. Uh, Kafka, you can use individual messaging systems. You want to send one-to-one, a group, then Kafka, but not broadcasting. Kafka is not there. Okay. Okay. Vijay is asking what is the stock is over. There is a business logic, right? If order count is 2000, I mean 5000 plus 1000, 6000. If order count reach to 6000, I'll keep a message that order is over. It's a business logic. Okay. Sir, RabbitMQ Kafka, if you have differences, there are a lot of differences, but in this context is concerned, broadcasting is not possible in Kafka. Broadcasting is possible only in RabbitMQ. Okay. Yes. Stock service is independent of shipment service. Lokesh, correct. Stock service is not dependent on stock service is what? It will update the stock. Shipment service is only shipment. Just My business is telling me to call the stock service when the shipment is completed. Even today also they are independent. Stock service is independent of shipment. If I stop the shipment, stock will not be impacted. If I stop the stock, shipment will not be impacted. Okay? Lokesh, I think you got that. Even today also it's important. Okay? Okay. Someone is asking Julio. So workflow is stopped. Yes. I have a RabbitMQ is if 1 million of messages are there, it will process. There is no impact at all. If 1 million of, for example, sir, you created a broadcasting group in the WhatsApp. That time you don't have a network connectivity. Assuming that you created a WhatsApp broadcasting group, you don't have a network connectivity. After 30 minutes, you'll got a network connectivity. Everything will come. Even in the WhatsApp, right? 40 minutes you don't have a network connectivity. But once networking comes, all the message will come to you, right? Same here. Same like that workflow system is also. So workflow system is something like RabbitMQ. I mean, sorry, WhatsApp is something like RabbitMQ. Okay. Yes, sir. Maximum questions I have taken, sir. Now I don't want to take those questions. I will take the questions at the end. Okay. Somehow I thought of writing the code, but this is also not possible to write the code here because I have only a couple of minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, because I need to take the questions here. So guys, uh, maybe next workshop I will write the code, guys. As of now, I will explain the code which is written because 11:15 is the time now, and it will take me 30 minutes to 40 minutes to explain the flow, and I need to take the questions. If I write the code, it will take 1 hour, guys. If I write the code, entire code I need to write means it will take 1 hour, but I will explain the code line by line. Now it's hands-on. Now theory is over, completely hands-on. Okay. You will get a code and notes everything through your email. Don't ask me send the code. We are going to send you the code to your email ID. Okay. Right here. Now, sir, any questions are there? I'll take it up at the end, sir. Now. Okay. At the end, I'm going to take it up all the questions. If I miss any question, please post at the end. I'll take all the questions. As of now, I took everything. Okay. Right. Now you see here, let me. So these are my microservice. Email microservice, order microservice, shipment microservice, SMS microservice, stock microservice, workflow microservice. Total 6 microservices I'm going to have. Email, order, shipment, SMS, stock, workflow. For that example, right? Whatever I told, right? The same example, right? Yes. Order service, it will start the payment processing. Email microservice, it will send an email to customer. Shipment microservice, it will start the shipment. SMS microservice, it will send an SMS. Stock microservice, someone is asking what is stock service? Stock service is updating the inventory, guys. What is that actually? Update inventory, set quantity is equal to quantity minus 1, where stock name is iPhone 17. That is what stock service. And workflow configuration is to create a broadcasting group. Workflow configuration is what? To create a broadcasting. Okay. Now I'm going to add a code here. Sir, please don't post your email messages, email IDs here. We already have your email ID while registering to the group. If you are not giving right email ID, you will not get the code. Please don't put the message, your email ID here. There is no use. No one is collecting your email ID here. While joining to this particular webinar, you will give some email ID, you will give some mobile number. To that number or to email ID, you will get the details about the material. Okay, right here. Now, this is a pom.xml in the workflow configuration where AMQP, this is the dependency. related to RabbitMQ. Sir, if you have an idea of Spring Boot and microservices, then only you will understand this code. I'm telling, to understand this code, you need to have a Spring Boot idea. If you don't have an idea on Spring Boot, you will not understand. I told in the prerequisites of the workshop also, to understand this workshop, Spring Boot is mandatory. Okay. In the pom.xml, I added AMQP, asynchronous message queue processing. AMQP stands for asynchronous message queue processing. That's the meaning of AMQP. Okay. And starter web. That's it. And this is the RabbitMQ configuration, guys, here, which will connect to RabbitMQ. Something like we have a database. Where is the database is available? On which port database is listening? What is the username? What is the password to connect to database? Similar to that, just like similar to that, RabbitMQ you can think of. Where is RabbitMQ? On which port number RabbitMQ is listening? What is the username of the RabbitMQ? What is the password of the RabbitMQ? So I already installed RabbitMQ on my computer. You can easily install. There is a rabbitmq.exe available in the Google. You can download and you can install. But once it's installed, localhost colon 15672. This is the URL. Localhost is what? My local computer. 15672 is the port number. Like Tomcat port number is 8080, right? Default Tomcat port number is 8080, right? Default React port number is 3000. Default Angular port is 4200. Default Eureka service port number is 8761. In the similar way, default port number of RabbitMQ is 15762. Okay. By default, it will log out. I mean, it will show, first time it will show you login flow. Okay. Guest is the username. Guest is the password. So this is the RabbitMQ UI, where you are going to have queues, where you are going to have exchanges. Exchanges is nothing but this is exchange, post payment workflow, fan out exchange. What is fan out exchange? Broadcasting. RabbitMQ created an exchange called as fan out, that is for broadcasting. Okay. So in my real classes, I'll explain lot of things. As this workshop is concerned, only I am taking, there is a fan out exchange is available in RabbitMQ, which will take care of broadcasting. And I can create a workflow called as a post payment workflow. I'm going to create a workflow called as a post payment workflow. Okay. Right here. Now this exchange, I'll go to the code, guys. Then I'm going to write a configuration, RabbitMQ configuration. I am creating 4 queues: stock queue, email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue. Stock queue is for stock microservice. Email queue is for email microservice. SMS queue for SMS microservice. Shipment queue is for shipment microservice. Queue at the rate of queue. Queue is nothing but something like you can think of a database table. A queue is nothing but you can think of a database table. Stock table, email table, SMS table, shipment table. I'm going to take a database table with the stock, email, SMS, and shipment. And AMQP admin. This is something like connection, database connection factory. In JDBC, we have a connection factory, right? Driver manager dot get connection, session factory, entity manager factory, something like that. AMQP admin. This is a Rabbit admin. AMQP means asynchronous message queue processing. And I'm creating fan out exchange. This is what? A broadcasting system. Fan out exchange. This is called as a broadcasting system. Payment typhon exchange. Payment typhon exchange. Name I gave Vijay housewarming session. Fan out exchange. So that selectively I can select. I don't want to send all contacts. I don't want to send a message to all the contacts. I don't want to send individually to a contact. I will create a WhatsApp broadcasting group. I'll select selectively some persons. I'll send to this exchange. That is called as a fan out exchange. Now I'm adding these 4 queues to the binding. I'm adding stock queue to this binding, email queue to this binding, SMS queue to this binding, shipment queue to this binding. So what is it actually? I created 4 queues. I created an exchange, broadcasting exchange. I added 4 queues to the broadcasting exchange. So that if I send a message to this exchange, it will post to all these queues automatically. If I send a message to this exchange, payment typhon exchange, then the messages will be posted to all these queues. Then the messages will be posted to all these queues. That will be taken care by RabbitMQ. For example, sir, contact 1, contact 2, contact 3, contact 200. That's what I told, right? Vijay is housing a housewarming session. He is inviting 200 people. In his contact, I already have 200 contacts. I selected those contacts with me. And I created a broadcasting group. And contact 1, contact 2, contact 3, contact 4. I'm going to add here. Understand, right? Just like I'm correlating the code with the WhatsApp so that you'll understand clearly. So this is my workflow system configuration. Now, order microservice. This is a pom.xml which have a RabbitMQ dependency, starter web, and once the order is successful, post payment. Once the order is successful, post payment, AMQP template. This is a third party. I mean, this is a RabbitMQ interface exposed outside. AMQP template where it will send the message. I am sending an order object. If you go to order object, once the order is successfully done, order ID, email ID, product ID, mobile number, shipment, and zip code. These are the details which I need after the payment is successful. To this email ID, email will be sent. To this product ID, inventory will be updated. To this mobile number, SMS will be sent. With these shipment details, it will start the shipment. This address, shipment is going to done. So this is my model class where I am converting this order object to this exchange. What is this exchange? Payment hyphen exchange. Whatever I gave in the RabbitMQ, payment hyphen exchange, and to this I am going to send payment hyphen exchange. So When I make a call to this API on post payment, this order object will be sent to payment exchange, and this payment exchange is sending to data to these 4 queues. Got it? So that's what I told, sir. By default, you should have an idea on microservices architecture. Okay? Spring Boot and microservices. Some people are asking me what is Bean. Sir, if that's what I told. If you ask me, there is no use, sir. You should have a knowledge on Spring Boot. If you don't have a knowledge, kindly ignore. Okay? Right. Now, as of now, once the order is successfully completed, this data will be sending to all the queues. Email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue, inventory queue. Right? Now, one by one, I'll go to each and every microservice. Email microservice, first microservice, AMQP dependency, and this is the Rabbit listener. Rabbit listener. In WhatsApp also, WhatsApp listener will be there in the background. When I'm sending a message to the group, you will get the message in your WhatsApp, right? There will be WhatsApp listener. If any message come to email queue, this code will be executed. Any message comes to email queue, Rabbit handler will execute this code. What is this queue? Which are I defined? Whatever things I define, email queue. I am going to define email queue. Okay. Typically, I'm going to define email queue, right? Once this email queue, same email queue, I'm listening. I'm going to listen to the same email queue, and this will be called automatically. This will be called automatically. After that, I have a one more microservice, SMS microservice, where I sent an SMS queue, whatever I mentioned SMS queue, to the same SMS queue, I was able to call this. Also, stock microservice. I have a stock queue where it is going to update that. Finally, shipment, where shipment queue, which is going to send here. So this is the normal business logic code I wrote. Email logic, email microservice. SMS logic, SMS microservice. Stock service logic, stock microservice. Shipment microservice, shipment logic. This is the high level code, guys. Whatever I wrote in a blueprint here. Okay. Sir, we don't write Siddharth Sharma. We don't write admin method. We don't have admin method, sir. It is the interface admin. This is going to make a connection. This is making a connection to RabbitMQ template. Connection factory, which is going to make a connection to RabbitMQ template. Okay. Right. Now let me start all the microservice. Now I'll start one by one. Workflow microservice I'm going to start. Sir, 11:45, I'll take all the questions, guys. Next 15 minutes, I'll showcase this requirement where I'm going to change the code also, right? I'll implement the change. I want to call the stock service only after the shipment is done without stopping order service. That I'll write the code. Now, I started the workflow service. You're able to see 4 queues: email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue, stock queue. RabbitMQ is creating, right? The code I wrote here: email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue, stock queue. And we have exchanges, payment exchange. You have 4 queues. In the payment exchange, 4 queues I have: email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue, stock queue. Right? So this microservice establishes that configuration. This I wrote. This system I wrote. RabbitMQ. Once this is done, it is sending a this, and all the microservices are started with this. Okay, done. Next, I'm going to start one by one. Email microservice. Let me start. Shipment microservice. Let me start. SMS microservice. Let me start. Stock service microservice. Let me start. All are started except order service. Workflow is started. Email is started. Shipment is started. SMS is started. Stock is started. Everything is started. Now I'm going to start order microservice. I will take a postman. I have a now my order microservice is also started, and this is the API which you need to hit. 8080 order processing post payment. So I'm hitting localhost 8080 order processing post payment, and I have a data. Order 1 email ID vijay@gmail.com. What is the product? Apple iPhone 17. Mobile number of Vijay, Blue Dot Courier. Shipment is started, and Vijay zip code 5,72,000. So this is the data here. This is the data here. To see the consoles, I'll clear all the consoles, guys. Workflow configuration to clear the consoles so that we'll come to know what is happening, right? I'm clearing all the consoles. All the consoles are cleared. Nothing else. Now I'll make a call. I got a message. Message sent to RabbitMQ exchange successfully. Where I wrote this code? In order microservice. After this method, I wrote this. Sir, automatically you will saw, sir. One by one, I'm going to talk. Email microservice. Successfully sent email to customer for the order ID order one, email ID vijay@gmail.com. Okay. Successfully I was able to send, automatically triggered. I didn't call this. Successfully started the shipment service for the order ID, customer zip code 5,72. Right? SMS service. Successfully sent SMS to the customer for the order ID for the mobile number. Successfully processed the stock update for the order one, product ID Apple iPhone 17. Order service is making a call. You saw that, right? All the microservices called, right? Just I made a call. All the microservices called, right, guys? Yes or no, guys? Now I'll clean up this also. Now I'll showcase the real time. Now the actual flow is there, but I don't want this actual flow, right? I want a loosely coupled architecture, right, sir? Yes or no? Whatever I told. Right. Now what I need to do, sir? I don't want to stop the order microservice. What I need to stop here? First, let me stop shipment microservice. You saw here shipment. I'll stop the shipment microservice only. I only stop the shipment microservice, guys. And let me write the shipment microservice business logic. Once the shipment is started, I'm going to call if the order dot shipment start, it's shipped. I want to send the data to stock queue. I want to send the data to stock queue. This code I am adding, sir. I am typically adding this code where I'm creating a separate exchange, stock exchange, and I'm binding that actual. Okay. This is the one change I did. No change in order service. In workflow, I need to stop the workflow. Correct, right? This is a workflow system. I stop the workflow system. In the workflow configuration, I need to remove that, right? Stock queue, I need to remove from this binding. That's what I told, right, sir? Stock, I need to remove this binding. This line I removed. This is the code I removed. But remaining things, no issues, right? Where I'm sending the data, these three queues, but I want to create a one more exchange called as a stock exchange. New code I'm adding where only I'll bind that new exchange. Payment exchange will only send the data to these three queues. Stock exchange is only for stock. This is the code I'm going to add here. That's it. I'm adding a new code. Now let me run this workflow. That's it, guys. I didn't stop my order service. Let me see the consoles, every console. Sir, I didn't stop the order service, guys. Please observe. Now we'll see the RabbitMQ. I have all the queues. Email queue, payment exchange, SMS queue, payment exchange, shipment queue, payment exchange, stock queue. I need to remove that binding. I need to keep only stock exchange. You saw here, right? Only stock exchange, not payment exchange. If you go to exchanges, email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue, only these three queues are available now. Stock exchange, only stock queue is available. Everything is set, guys. Sir, I didn't stop the order service. I didn't stop the order microservice. I only stopped the workflow. I only stopped the shipment. Now I am going to make a call. Let me change the data here. Order 1 is order 2. Naresh@gmail.com. Naresh mobile number is 222. Samsung S24. S25, I guess, right. Shipment is started and 5,37,000. Naresh is placed an order. Samsung S25. His mobile number is that, and shipment is started, guys. Now, when the shipment is started, I don't want to call the stock service. If the shipment is shipped only, I want to make this. No, I don't want. That is what I told, right, Roger, right? Stock service will not call. You'll see that. I'm making a code. Successfully send the customer Naresh@gmail.com. Email microservice is sent. Successfully sent customer mobile number. Stock service not called at all. There is no stock service. After that, order microservice. So everything is done, right? Stock service is not called at all. Stock service is not at all called. You are able to see that, right? Without changing ordering flow. Without change in ordering flow, I was able to achieve. Without change in ordering flow. Now, if I want stock service should be there, I will take shipped status. I'll take shipped status. Now let me send this. Email service is there. SMS service is there. Now stock service. Order microservice. Sorry, I didn't started shipment, right? Oh, sorry, I didn't started shipment, sir. I didn't started shipment actual. That's why this is not there. Let me clear everything. You saw here successfully processed update, stock service update, because I started, right? Someone asked me in the beginning, sir, if the service is down at that time, now I started the service now. Now you saw here stock is updated for the stock SMS S25, it's updated, right? When I started at that time, when I started at that time, it is only make a call, but stock service is down. So this is a where you can showcase our loosely coupled architecture, where I was able to showcase this particular loosely coupled architecture as part of this here. So I'm going to introduce a loosely coupled architecture with RabbitMQ, where I showcase that without stopping order service, I was able to change the business flow. So that is where a loosely coupled architecture. That is where the loosely coupled architecture. I'll take up any questions, guys. Now, any questions you can ask, generic, outside, inside, anywhere. Okay, I'll take up all the questions. Right. Uh, Sir, if anyone missing the flowing in previously, if I stopped anything, please ask me. Can you show application.properties file of queue related microservice? I'll share the code, right, Ashok Kumar? I'll share the code, but you asking, I'll showcase application.properties. So all these codes are, this is only code where I'm connecting to RabbitMQ. That's it. Username, password, and this. Yeah, I'll take the other question. Where are the messages stored? In the queue. Siddharth Sharma, we have a queue, right? I shown you, right, a queue. If the service is stopped in the queue, here we have a data. I'll go to shipment queue, get message. Here you can see the message. Okay, right. Sir, code flow I explained already. Please recap this YouTube session. We'll give you recording session and you can take a look at again. Okay. You Sunil Yadav is telling you have completed core Java. Please join the any of the Springboard course or React course and project course, anything you can join. Okay. Yeah. After listening to the message, we could perform action inside handler method. Correct. Exactly. After listening to the message, we can perform perfectly in the handler method. Satya, it is typically taken care by RabbitMQ. When I say here in the RabbitMQ code, okay, where I have a workflow configuration, right? Where it is creating an exchange, something like broadcasting group, and it is going to send a message to all the queues. That is internally taken care. Sir, when I write a database manager connection factory dot get connection, how connection is made, how table is created, these are internal flow. We don't know that answer actually. Okay, right. Yeah. Someone is asking any scenario with Kafka RabbitMQ in upcoming sessions. I'll in the CQRS design pattern. I have a Kafka in the next week or next week. I'll take a workshop and I'll take it. Okay. Satya is asking what is the difference between exchange and queue? I think I explained here. Sir, though you didn't stop the order service, any shipment service, what if orders are processed at the time in production? That's it. Queue will be there, right? Queue will take care. Okay. How many classes to complete in Spring Boot? I didn't understand the question. Please ask the question rightly, sir. In real-time project configuration changes, which files? It all depends on your scenario. I didn't know understand. Okay. I completed my BTech in 2022, but no experience. Can I certificate in full stack Java development and projects? It all depends on how much you learn. It depends on how much you learn the courses. Lokesh, I am going to take a Stripe or Razorpay in upcoming workshop. I'm taking a workshop on the payment gateway Razorpay or a Stripe. I'll check the feasibility and I'll take it. Okay. Sunil Yadav, I answered to your question. I'm not sure what is you're expecting. I told you to focus on Java full stack course or a project course with a with a React or Angular. I told here, answered, but why question mark? I don't know. Okay. Right. Any questions I missed it? As of now, any questions I missed it, guys? Good. How many days to complete Spring Boot? You are asking my Spring Boot batch. My Spring Boot batch, it will take 1 week. Then actual Spring Boot batch, it will take 3 months. 3 months for Spring Boot and microservices. Okay. Right. Front-end knowledge is mandatory like React. For what, Lokesh? What is the question? Guys, please ask the question better, guys. When you're asking question, other people should understand. What is React? What is front-end mandatory is React? For what? How to get a fake experience? I'm not the person to ask that. Okay. I don't know the answer. How to get a fake experience, all those things. Please ask technical questions. How to get a fake experience, how to get a bank statement, all those things I don't know, sir. Okay. Yeah, think. Good. I am done as of now. And if any questions are there still, so this is my email ID. Where you can reach out to me. And also, as I mentioned already, there is a project batch. You need to join my project match WhatsApp group, Cogs room group, and okay. React, it's take 3 months. Sunil Yadav, I don't want to give my company details. It's confidential. It's really confidential. Okay. Yeah. If you want to become full stack developer, yes, you need to learn React. Correct. Okay. Cool. Localhost still using. Siddharth Sharma, we should not use localhost in real time DNS, domain name service. Your computer name you will use. Okay, guys. Thanks everyone, guys. Have a great day. Thank you all. We will see in the next workshop with a one more beautiful title. Thank you all.